Ever wondered how the world's most successful people think? Join us at Lazar Company to unlock secrets that can change your life. Click to dive in. Wow, I was truly amazed to meet Andrew Lazar, the co-founder of Lazar Company. With over 13 years of experience supporting C-suite executives and even celebrities, Andrew has a unique perspective on what it takes to succeed. Imagine managing busy calendars, coordinating travel, and handling confidential information, all while delivering top-notch customer service. Andrew is not just passionate about helping clients. Andrew is on a mission to solve a huge problem that many face. Stay tuned to discover how Andrew has cracked the code. So, what exactly is Lazar Company all about? Andrew is changing the game for stay-at-home parents, giving them the chance to use their skills as virtual executive assistants. Curious to find out how he's making this work and why it matters? Let's dive in. Lazar Company is all about giving stay-at-home parents the chance to use their skills as virtual executive assistants. Andrew Lazar started this to help parents balance work and family. By tailoring matches between clients and assistants, they ensure great fits and keep everyone happy. Andrew bootstrapped the business, built a website, and relied on referrals to grow. A key tip? Stay committed for the long haul. It can take years to thrive, but persistence pays off. Welcome to the Founder Show, where we dive into the stories of amazing startups and their visionary founders. Today, we're excited to have Andrew Lazar, the founder of Lazar Company, joining us. Our podcast is all about connecting and inspiring entrepreneurs like you with a reach across social media and a dedicated audience of over 100,000 subscribers. So let's get started. Hi, Andrew. This is Vatsa from the Founder Show. Thanks for joining this podcast, and I'm so glad to have you here with me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Rod. How are you?
I'm doing great, Andrew, and excited to dive into your story. Let's kick things off. What's the name of your startup, and what big problem are you solving?
Sure. The name of my startup is Lazar Company, and the problem that we're working to solve is being able to provide at-home remote virtual executive assistants. And we're specifically working with stay-at-home moms and dads that have previous experience in the field already.
That's such a thoughtful and impactful idea, Andrew. Empowering stay-at-home parents with professional opportunities is incredible. What inspired you to focus on this specific group and create Lazar Company?
Yeah, so me and my wife have always been executive assistants in our professional career, going back a little over 13 years. We recently started a family, and we just had a newborn. And so we realized pretty quickly that going back to a 9 to 5 right after, a child is born is tough on whatever parent has to stay at home. And you're losing out on a lot of valuable time with your infant that can help build that relationship and bond really early on. But, as humans, in the beginning, we weren't meant to have a baby and go to work, right? We were meant to stay with the kid just like any other mammal would through until they're an adult. And so we want to be able to not only empower ourselves to do that, but we also want to empower other stay-at-home moms and dads who don't want to go back to work and want to use the skills that they already have working in the field as an executive assistant to be able to do so remotely.
That's such a heartfelt and relatable origin story, Andrew. It's amazing how you turned a personal challenge into a mission to help others. How did you go about building the framework for a Lazar Company to make this vision a reality?
So one of the first things that we did is we bootstrapped a lot, right? There's a lot that goes into building a business, and it can be very expensive. Luckily, doing a virtual executive assistant business doesn't have nearly as much overhead as a brick and mortar store or something with a physical product. So one of the first things we did is I built the website from the ground up, and then I went and got some feedback from some web developers, and I made the changes that they mentioned. I did all this on my own, saving thousands of dollars in the process. And then we started email campaigns with Apollo.io. It's an automated email campaign We've done some LinkedIn marketing. And the rest of all the current client base that we have has been from one or two clients that provided referrals, and that referral chain just started a domino effect where the referrals started to provide referrals.
That's impressive, Andrew. Bootstrapping and leveraging your own skills to build a foundation is no small feat. It's great to hear how referrals became a key growth driver for you. How did you ensure those early clients had such a positive experience that they felt compelled to refer others?
Well, being that both of us have a little over 13 years of experience in the field in person prior to this, we were able to figure out a lot of the things that didn't work and the things that did work very early on. And so we're not only giving our clients flexibility, but they're giving us and our other assistants flexibility in turn, right? So the clients don't have to pay for benefits. They're 1099, so the clients pay us, and then we double check the hours that our staff works and we pay them. We provide all of the training if they need training. For the most part, all of our assistants have at least 5 years of experience in the field already. And then for us, it allows us to make our own hours because we're all contractors. We don't have to be expected to be working and doing specific things from 9 to 5. As long as it gets done within the time frame allotted by the client, it doesn't matter when we do it.
That's such a well thought out model, Andrew. Balancing flexibility for both clients and assistants while maintaining high standards is a win-win. How do you go about finding and vetting these experienced assistants to ensure they align with your company's values and client expectations?
Yeah, so we don't do the interview process how you would expect from most companies. What happens is we'll get in a client request for a discovery call. Either myself or Nicole, the other co-founder, and my wife will take that discovery call and figure out what the pain points are for the client, how many hours a week or a month that they need help with things on. And then we'll take all that information and make a job posting on LinkedIn or Indeed, sometimes even pulling it from one of our networks, specifically catering to the needs of. So when we go and look for an executive or personal assistant, we go and look for somebody who we think would fit best with that client. And that whole process takes about a week or two, unless we know somebody right off the top of our head that we know would be a great fit. And so we're tailoring every single job specifically to a client's needs, not a one-size-fits-all.
That's such a personalized approach, Andrew. Tailoring each match to the client's specific needs really sets you apart. Have you found that this custom process strengthens the relationships between clients and assistants over time?
Yeah, for the most part, there's always going to be a client and an assistant that's not a good fit, that you thought was a good fit. It's not 100% science, right? But for the most part, doing it this way has reduced turnover dramatically as far as the clients go. And it's kept our assistants happy. I think one of the most important things for an executive or a personal assistant to have with whoever they're working with is they have to be compatible. There cannot be butting heads or lack of trust. It just doesn't work at that high level.
Absolutely, Andrew. Compatibility and trust are crucial, especially in such a high stakes, detail oriented role. How do you handle situations where a match doesn't work out? Do you have a process in place to ensure a smooth transition for both the client and the assistant?
Yeah, so most of the time, which again, is rare, it doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. If a client is not happy with their assistant, what we will do is phase out that assistant, and either myself or Nicole will come in and pick up where that assistant left off while we're searching for a better fit for them. And once there's a better fit, we help with that transition into the new fit.
That's a thoughtful approach, Andrew. Stepping in personally to ensure continuity shows real dedication to your clients. How do you and Nicole balance being hands-on with running the business and managing your own family life?
Well, like I said earlier, being able to run the business has actually given us a lot more time in our own family life. We're able to get things done on our terms based on our schedule. And so it's made it a lot easier for the family. We're taking the kids to and from school now. We're able to go to school events. The kids are going to Girl Scouts. We find that we have more free time. I would say anytime after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're pretty much done for the day as far as work goes. I mean, we're able to fill in the blanks, whenever we need to after the baby goes to sleep, or maybe an hour or two on the weekend. The flexibility, I think, has actually improved productivity as well.
That's amazing, Andrew. It's inspiring to hear how you've designed a business that not only supports others but also enhances your own family life. What's been the most rewarding moment for you so far in this journey with Lazar Company?
I think the most rewarding moment, or moments, I should say, is just being able to spend more time with the kids. It goes back to that again. And also being able to be our own boss.
That
Work doesn't move forward after 2 or whenever we're done. We don't feel like we have to complain about something our boss did or a coworker did. When we're done with work, we're done with work, and we're 100% in family mode.
That's so fulfilling, Andrew. Building a business that lets you fully embrace family time is a dream for many. Looking ahead, what's your vision for Lazar Company in the next few years? Any exciting plans or goals?
I think for us, the goal within the next 5 years is to be able to break $100,000 of revenue a month. And I would say that that's gross, not net. We just want to be able to get this to a point where it can grow, but we also want to be able to scale this in a way that we don't feel like our clients are becoming numbers. And there's a lot of different virtual assistant agencies out there. And I think one thing that's going to set us apart is that we're a virtual executive and personal assistant agency, in that all of our clients are going to get 100% of our attention and not just be lost in the shuffle.
That's a fantastic vision, Andrew. Scaling while maintaining that personal touch is a powerful differentiator. As you work toward that goal, what do you think will be the biggest challenge, and how are you preparing to tackle it?
So I think for us, the biggest challenge is going to be marketing. Like I said, there's a lot of fish in the sea already. And we need to figure out a strategy that works best for us to differentiate us from the marketing of our competitors. So one thing that we are planning on doing once cash flow allows is we would like to hire a board of advisors. We've also partnered with a company called the Sponsorship Concierge. And so they're helping us talk to brands like Nike and a couple of different banks to start getting sponsorships to be able to move towards this goal. And so, there's no real formula, right? Every company has to figure out their own way to do this. And I think we're in the infant stages of doing that for ourselves.
That's a smart approach, Andrew. Partnering with a board of advisors and leveraging sponsorships could really amplify your reach. It's clear you're laying a strong foundation for growth. If you could give one piece of advice to other founders navigating the early stages, what would it be?
Oof. It's going to be hard. I think every founder, including myself, thought that, hey, we've got the experience. We know what we're doing. We're going to be able to launch this and, be making great money right away. But that's rarely ever the case unless you have money already to be able to invest into the business with things like ads and marketing and payroll software. Even with a low overhead type of business that is working remotely, there's going to be a lot of trial and error. And there's going to be high highs and low lows. To be able to find that middle ground, I would say if you're really going to be doing it, you're committed to doing it, give yourself a good 5 years to get to the spot where you want to be, because it may very well take that long. And if you don't think you can commit to 5 years, I wouldn't even bother starting it, because that's why 75% of all businesses fail.
That's such honest and valuable advice, Andrew. The commitment and resilience you have described are so important for any founder. As we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners about Lazar and Company or your journey?
Yeah, I think as far as sharing with our listeners, if you're a founder, don't give up. Keep going. It could be that you give up, and if you had stayed going a week later, you could have made your big break. You just don't know. There's no formula to it. And so if you're going to commit to doing it, commit 100%.
That's incredibly inspiring, Andrew. Thank you for sharing your journey, insights, and advice with us today. It's been a pleasure learning about Lazar and Company and the meaningful work you're doing. Wishing you continued success and growth.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Andrew. Take care and all the best. Thanks for tuning in to the Founders Show. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing stories from startup founders. If you're a founder yourself and want to share your journey, we'd love to hear from you. Just visit founder.show to sign up and maybe be our next guest. Keep dreaming big and see you next time.